Gab Live. Today I have with me Iris Garcia. She is chairman of the board, I've told her, and executive director and founder of the Women's Voice Network. And they're doing amazing things. Thank you so much for coming today.
Oh my God, it's great to be here.
I truly appreciate it. And I missed a meeting, so I'm on the board. That's what happens when you miss a meeting. Before we start, I need to thank our week after week, South Florida PBS is our sponsor. And we were talking about it. They're doing Da Vinci, the Genius, an interactive experience that's amazing. And I had a chance to get snippets of it, and I'm definitely going back. It was so incredible. And a lot of school children are going. They're being underwritten by various donors. If you're so moved to send a school group to the immersive experience, they'll learn a lot, and it'll be something they'll never forget.
Oh, no.
So,
looks fantastic. I want to go. I'm already sold me into it. I want to go. I want to take some of the ladies there. If I have my wish, I would love to do an event there next year, you know. I mean, I think there's a lot of possibilities, and I think it's very educational, so I think we should.
We need to connect you.
Yes.
So let's talk about the Women's Voice Network and how, let's get a little bit of history and who your target is and who all these wonderful people you're helping.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because when I first started, it was more about awareness and education and about human trafficking. And nowadays, I don't know if you see the news. Every time I turn the news, even in LinkedIn, you know, you see something's happening. Somebody's being rescued. Somebody has done something. So even with domestic violence, right? You see people that are famous and it's some of the things when it comes to domestic violence, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter about education. It doesn't matter about money. Everybody can be affected by it. Of course, the higher I think you are in the ranks, the more you try to keep it hush-hush because it is embarrassing, you know, to a degree. And especially after so many years, you keep beating yourself up and saying, why would I put up with something like that? So going back to your question, yeah, we are helping all those survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking by giving them that educational push that they need in their careers to be able to support themselves and their families.
Well, you have a great elevator speech. And what is it?
Well, you know, my great elevator speech is empowering women to survive. You know, all those survivors of domestic violence.
Economically
empowered.
Because that's important.
Yes, that is. That's what made us change.
That was something that we discussed that you mentioned. Right. And I said, that makes so much sense because if they can support themselves, they don't need to stick in a situation.
Exactly.
And so often that's why people stay in unhealthy situations. Yeah,
especially with when you see everything starts, I think, from childhood. Are you talking about, you know, in the almost 100%, you know, is everything about childhood. So what happens? From the childhood, either they have a bad childhood and they go out and they get into trafficking and they get them, you know, take them away from their parents. It's all because of, you know, what they're going through during the parenthood with the parents and what's happening. When you talk about domestic violence, it goes back again to the same thing. If you start looking at the background, you find out that the mother put up with it, you know, and that's why they were raised. So to them, that's normal, right? And so it comes back again. And what most of the people you find out is have to do again with money, that economic empowerment, how you could sustain yourself, and you don't have to put up with anybody, no man, no woman, nobody, because usually 1% of them are men, believe it or not, Gloria. So I always say I have to correct myself and say woman and men, not just woman, because we have that 1%, probably it's higher, but that's all we get to see. That comes to us for assistance, is that, you know, it comes down, everybody I talk to comes down to their childhood. So that economic empowerment, that education, that giving them that, you know, also giving that sense of worth, right?
That's, well, when they have a job, it gives them that, you're absolutely right.
You know, I can do it. I can take my family out for breakfast.
Back dignity. Right.
Exactly.
Right. So tell me, how do you do that? You have classes.
We have classes, programs, courses,
volunteers.
I mean, you starting from you, Gloria, all the volunteers. We're all volunteers. Nobody really gets paid. We all put our time and effort and money into it. We start with, you know, what I would like to see is, first of all, this is a computer world, right? I don't care what you do in life. You need to know how to work with computers, have the basics of computers. And that's my background. So why not use my background and help them out? You know, I get people like I always tell people, some of them don't even know what a left click is, how to hold shift. What is a shift key? What is a capital letter? I mean, you'll be amazed. We're used to it all the time. You take the mouse, you move it, you hold the left click and you drag it. And sometimes I talk to some of these ladies or young ladies and they're like, what are you talking about? So I have to start getting them used to from that point on. Obviously, a lot of them know already and they could just fly through it. But then I have to step back for those that have no idea because they never had a keyboard, they never had a mouse,
never had a computer. Right.
How to work, what are peripherals of the computer? We have a keyboard, we have a monitor, and I give them even a little bit of a history. When we first started, those big rooms with those huge computers, and now everything is like in a nice little, zip card. So it's interesting for them, and they're like, oh wow, that happened before. I go, yeah, that's where I used to work before when I started. So it's very interesting, and I love it, as you could tell. And then obviously, if they want to take the path of starting their business, which a lot of them want to do, then we show them how to do the marketing, how to do the sales, in many various different platforms, from Canva that you could use the tools for free. And we have gathered and put together a lot of free tools because when they start, the money's not there. So we help them out as much as we can so they can get going and start. And we have a lot of success stories, which is I'm so happy about, that they can get to start their business from walking a dog to selling gym clothes, bringing clothes in from Brazil. I mean, they get so creative. It's amazing. Skincare.
And you, I know you got some funding from the county.
Yes, from Children's Trust.
And you get referrals.
Yes.
And tell me about the referrals, because I was blown away about how many people you've called.
I know already, right? It's amazing. Obviously, we signed an MOU with the city of Miami, Miami-Dade, and we also get all the referrals from the state attorney's office and from CBAC, which is a Coordinated Victims Advocate Unit, right? And they're the ones that send us all the different participants from human trafficking or domestic violence. A lot of them are being sheltered, some of them are being transferred, and so on and so forth. But from the time we started, we're going into our 4th year. I'm into 1,893. Okay, and it has, in one way or another, I have spoken to each and every one of them because this is the way we start. Right. And this is not including a simple phone call. If let's talk, let's see what you need, how we can help you. Obviously, some of them are in the process of, look, right now my mind is not into anything. I need to get, I first need to deal with all the legality, from restraining orders to going to court and so on and so forth. But eventually they come back to take a few workshops, courses, and so on and so forth, and we can help them with that. So it's interesting to see how many people from all different areas, from different backgrounds, languages. Sometimes I have to get my husband to help me translate because some of them are Haitians and I don't speak, Creole. So I say, honey, come over here, help me translate.
Oh my gosh.
So that, it's very important.
When you've got Haitians or you have Hispanics, and I know you're volunteers, so I know bilingual, if you live in South Florida, you're probably bilingual. Yes. And if not, you're soon to be. But having your husband speak Creole is great.
Yes.
So how do the ones that don't speak Creole, how do they navigate the classroom setting?
Exactly. Then they go into the English. This is, everything we do in Spanish and English because, like you said, most of us are bilingual, but in Spanish and English. So what we have to do is either they're Spanish. And even when they're the Spanish classes, we do most of the material in English, Gloria, because this is where we are. They need to learn, and this is who we are. We facilitate the class, but not the material. Everything we do, and all the slang and all the words when it comes to the computer world, we leave it in English. Why? Because eventually they're going to go to work, or they're going to work with somebody, and they need to understand that they're doing. So if I talk about a CPU, I'm going to say CPU. If I'm talking about certain words, Wi-Fi and all that, we don't worry about translating any of that, right? The printer and so on and so forth. Even the menu where we work with Microsoft, which is what we're doing right now, the Microsoft Office, we don't change any of that. And I don't suggest for them, when we give them the licenses, we on purpose tell them everything is going to remain in English because you need to learn it. So for those that speak Creole, and for some people that we have even people from Russia, we got people from Ukraine, and you name it, they go into the English course automatically. Yeah. And what we try to do is, since the Zoom class, we do everything online through Zoom, we have captions. Right? So we bought the module that allow us for them to translate whatever we say in English into their language so they could be reading it. Now, since I don't speak the language, I'm hoping that everything is correct, right? In Spanish, I can't because I could understand, I could see it, and I'm saying, okay. But when I ask him with somebody else to translate for me, they go, yeah, some words are misspelled or misconstrued, but at the end of the day, it getting the gist of the message. So it helps him out. Right. So that's been now with AI, I got to tell you that too. I tell them, open that ChatGPT right next to it, have them listen, and it could also be telling them. It's amazing, you know.
That's true.
So that was, thank God for the last year or so that we've been able to actually accelerate and do so much more because of all the technology.
Of AI. Yeah.
Because of AI. So it's amazing. I mean, and I even tell them, when you want anything nowadays, you you have the free version, just ask, how do I compare to, nowadays, remember I used to take us days to analyze data, find competition. And all I do is go to say, AI, compare, I don't know, Miami-Dade County to West Palm Beach. What are their strengths and weaknesses? In a matter of a minute or less, you get a complete report and answer.
Are they accurate, or do they make up stuff?
Actually, it's pretty accurate.
Sometimes AI makes up stuff.
Yeah, obviously.
So you really kind of have to fact check.
But in my world, I've been, at least in the technology world, where I do a lot of, tell me what's the best solution for a learning platform. Right? In that sense, it really tells you everything about each platform, and you can tell. And then when you talk to different companies, because what it does, it helps you alleviate a lot of the work, a lot of the research. And at least you could find, okay, let me talk to the first three. Let me see if really what AI is saying is true. And when I talk to them, it has been. So to me, I don't know about the medicine world or anything else like that, but at least in my technology world and trying to compare different things, it has worked.
Right.
It has worked. And I'm sure there's, misinformation out there, because remember, it's everything that AI is looking at is what you're learning, and it's learning from you.
Oh, exactly.
Because it's learning from me. Now, all I have to do now, after so many months, all I have to do is certain things, and it automatically knows what I'm thinking or where I'm going, what my thought is, and my process. Is scary, isn't it? It's scary because I could say, okay, tell me the top donation companies that are donating based on human trafficking and domestic violence, and it tells you right there, and then he comes back and tells me, and based on Woman Boys Network, these are the best chances that you have, because it knows that every time I say anything, it's about Woman Boys Network. And when like when I put, hey, we have helped X amount of people, you know what it comes back and tells me? Oh, I will update it. So when the next person finds out, they'll know exactly how many people you're talking to or how many. So it actually even updating information as you're asking and putting it in. It is amazing. So that's why you have it on your profile.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
So those are the things I give those tips and things to them, because it makes a big difference. And it's free.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Just have to be careful.
So you've been doing a lot of stuff. New website. You wanna put up the website?
We put up the new website, and this is thank you to to Children's Trust. The grant that we got was all based on our marketing and making up a new brand page and going a little bit beyond that. Because one of the things that we're doing is we're adding in a new program, a new curriculum that people can come in, not only work about computers and marketing, but now we're going to be adding health. We're going to be adding yoga classes that they could take online. We're going to be...
And these are completely free.
Completely free.
And so all they have to do is go onto your website.
They'll go onto the website, enroll. Right. And when they enroll, they'll see all the curriculums that are there, and they could take them at their own pace. Right? That's one
amazing.
of the things. Or we're going to have online where they could see it that also online, which, the marketing classes will continue to be live, computer sales, all of those will continue to be live, workshops on how to fix your credit and how to start your credit, which is actually very important too,
super
right?
Important.
With Dunya, Dunya is helping them out with their resumes,
amazing.
I know, and their LinkedIn page, because that's the way to get your either job out there or your business out there. Right.
So Dunya's for people that don't know, is an HR person. Yeah, right.
Dunya, I'm sorry, I call her like everybody knows her, because she's been out there in the community for so long, and she's a wonderful person. Dunya Cuneo. She's been wonderful, with her knowledge and information about HR and most recently with her agency and getting people jobs and everything else. She's been an instrumental help for us in helping them build their resumes and helping them build their LinkedIn page. And because when you start, you don't know what to put down. Like she tells them, hey, depending on the job you're applying, you might need to change it, because maybe they don't want to know anything about when you were in sales, but now you're applying maybe for a customer service, right, or something related. So you kind of have to work it out and see which one
Right.
works better. So yeah, so
exactly.
and doing is part of our board too, just like the board of directors. So
Do you want to meet the board?
that's right. You could show the board. When you go to the team, you could see the board there. I am so proud of all of them. You guys are excellent. And
Viewers may know some of these people.
I know, right? From
And say,
Ernesto.
Ernesto
And then, of
Alvarez.
course, we know who the next person is.
It's me.
And then Jorge. And then Dunya, like we were talking about,
Dunya
Cuneo.
Cuneo, yeah.
And then Tracy. And then, of course, Iris. And then Natalie's the one that does all of the financial and all of the credit reporting and all that.
that kind of
Fabiola is
stuff.
great on the marketing, right?
Yeah.
And Henry, my God, in sales. And, Henry's been in sales like forever. So he is a great add-on to continue giving those classes on how to qualify. Because sales and art, right? Just like everything else.
Right.
And so you got to learn how to make your numbers work, because it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you have to know how many people you need to talk to in order to make the money you want to make. And so we break it down to a weekly, a daily of new people, continuing the conversation with the people that you have, and how you're going to mix and match so you have a healthy pipeline so you can make your numbers.
Well, and I know that we were talking about, because I had Malia from Leap
Oh yes.
on my show.
Yes.
I don't know, 2
Great
or 3
friend,
weeks ago.
yeah.
And it turns out that where they're dealing with people that are coming, women that are coming out of prison. And you were saying, well, a lot of our human trafficking victims and whatever are forced to do things that cause
them to get a record. And that's why we work with her too as well. We train a lot of her graduates that come out.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I need to start a new class with them, and I owe them that because I've been so bombarded.
Well, and they have a new location.
building, a location too. Yes.
We should go over there afterwards.
I know, we should.
Why don't we go over there?
We should go over there and say hi.
They're like, I think probably a 5-minute drive from our
Really? That
offices
close?
here.
Oh,
yeah.
I used to go to the other building on 8th
I think
Street.
it's 53 or 5363.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Right on.
Yeah, they told me they were moving. I haven't had a chance to go by, but I love the ladies. I love the classes that I get to do with them. And it's
and
great.
Dragonfly. Okay, so
Yes.
the Dragonfly, which is their boutique.
The boutique.
Apparently, the office is right next to it. And I keep meaning to go over there and and look at it, and I haven't. I really just haven't
then
had a
I
chance.
need to go there too, because
Yeah,
I used to
right.
go. I used to love the soap they make. Right, they were selling soaps at their store, and I used to buy them with them all the time. I used to go there buy soap from them.
Well, if you go
'cause it's so
online,
nice.
Dragonfly online.
They put I
oh
could
my
get
gosh.
it from there.
But the clothes and the
I know.
accessories they have. They have people that donate really
Good stuff.
high end stuff.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
It's like, and the store looks like you're going to a high end boutique. It does
Isn't
not
it?
look like a used clothing store at all.
As a matter of fact, I saw some nice plates over there at one time, because they had a huge place, and it was amazing, all the stuff that they do. And I think it's great. I mean, the work. I believe that the work that they're doing is fantastic. It's
God's
necessary.
work. It's God's work.
I mean, it's something that I think we need to give people the chance to.
Yeah.
Second chance is very important. We all make mistakes. And like she always will say, we all make the mistakes, and a lot of them are kind of a little bit legal, just that you don't get caught, right?
Well, the thing is, if you're a victim of human trafficking, you can be forced to do things that are not something you would have ordinarily done.
Exactly. And that's what happens. And that comes up also to, again, some of these victims, to try to get away from the house, will do anything, right? And a lot of times these people know about it. They get to your weeks.
Yeah, so it's a
and
combination
they make you do stuff that illegal. And next thing you know, it's okay, you start with the little thing, and next thing you know, you're so deep into it that you're like, oh my God. So I think that's when the whole thing comes out, because they find themselves without a roof. Nothing to eat. I don't have parents anymore, and here I am in the middle of nowhere. This one is kind of supposedly taking care of me, and they know how to work it and how to do it. And making them feel like they're the loved ones, and I'm doing all this for you. And in the country, they're taking everything away from them. Right? Not even a passport. I mean, they have nothing, really. The things you have seen in movies, is sad. I mean, just the one that they did recently, so it is. But, one of the things that I want to talk about also too, Gloria, now that we talk about Melly and Leap, we have this new Miami-Dade. A gift Miami-Dade, right?
Well, we need to talk about that for all charities, but specifically,
I wanted to,
we want to talk about the difference between Give Miami Day and Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. Obviously, Give Miami Days for Miami, you
Right.
know, and we start early donations. People can go on and look at it, not only for our foundation, but there are 1,300 different foundations that are there from any cause that you believe in. It'll be there so you could participate and get involved. So with their 1,300, ours is part of that, the educational part of it. They put in by category. So go in there and easier to find. The 17th starts early giving, and the 21st is actually the day of Give Miami Day.
Okay, so from the 17th to the 21st, they can any day.
Any day they could go in and donate and help all these different nonprofits that are doing something for the community, and I think that's very important.
And a percentage is also
added on. When you donate, a percentage will be matched and given to that particular nonprofit. So it is a good day. I think this is a month. I think because it's of Christmas, it's a great time of giving. We also have a great one too coming up, which is if people that like wine, if they buy wine, we have a company called Hope for Wine, in which whatever you buy in wine, they give us 10% to as well. So if they go to our page, they'll be able to see that too. For people that want to buy wine for themselves, think about it, drinking for a cause that allows them to buy something, and the company will give us 10% to as well.
Well, you know, years ago, I was executive director of the Coral Gables Community Foundation, and they, in fact, are having a wine auction.
Oh, look at that.
At the plaza on the 15th of November.
Oh.
And it's fabulous. You would not believe hundreds of bottles of wine.
I want to be there.
But they're all, really?
Yes.
You really
Are you kidding me? I want to go.
Okay.
Me and wine and cheese, we get along so well.
Oh my gosh. No, it's a fabulous event. I'll get you information on it. Okay?
Please. I would love to be there because, and that's it, especially if it's for a good cause, why not?
Well, yeah,
it gives you
it's community foundation that gives
Exactly.
out. I'm telling you, that community foundation now is giving out so much money every year in scholarships and just
All that,
helping.
yes.
I mean, you know, my children's dental clinic, they help us out every year.
You
and,
see? It makes a difference. If we all buy, I keep telling you, if you just buy one, that makes a difference.
And their executive director, Mary Snow, she's the best.
I'm sure it's going to be great. So don't forget to let me know because I'd love to be there.
Okay,
love to be there. No, November 15th. Okay,
15th,
perfect.
I'm going to give you the number to call, and you
get my name in there. Absolutely,
you get your name in there. Right.
And then, like we were saying, that was Give Miami Day, and then we have Giving Tuesday, which is a national day for everybody in the United States or even out of the United States. You're welcome to help out anybody.
And so how do you get on that? You
just go to Give. What they will do is the Give Miami Day. You have the website. You could find Woman Voice Network, anybody you want to, and then you donate through there.
Right.
Giving Tuesday, what they do is a main day, but what we do is each individual nonprofit will do their own posting and allow you to go directly and donate.
Okay, so there's not a centralized location.
There's not a centralized location. Okay. It's just one of those things that they let everybody know, and they send you all the tools and everything else. So be on the lookout for those 2 dates. Exactly.
Okay. Exactly. That's great. So we've got 2 great places to.
2 great places to go. If you miss one, go the other. Try to go to both if you can. You know, a little bit counts. All of this is not. You know, is you get a tax write-off. So
and before the end of the year, a lot of people are looking for their write-offs.
Everything counts. So you know, even from $250 to $500, it is great. It's a great deduction that you could use and help somebody else along the way.
So if you want the government to give your money away, or you can do that and pay tax on it, or you can just give it away yourself.
Exactly, and help
direct
somebody
it the way you want it.
Help somebody else. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're doing another promotion that we're doing. I like to call it promotion in a way because it's kind of a marketing sales trick here we're using is if you buy one, we'll get one free for one of the ladies, right? So even some of these courses that we're giving are being useful to a lot of small businesses. So when they buy one or anybody wants to buy one, we'll give one free to another person.
And does every course have a different, sponsorship?
Yes, it does. So everything starts like from $50 on from a small workshop that they could take on time management, for example,
right.
All the way to a computer course, right, which is about $250. Right, for a 10-week course.
But when you raised money, you were able to provide those.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Every time you buy one, think about when you buy one, another person will get that course for free. So that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with all the courses that are being added into the platform. And not only that, we're doing the nursing one too. So people that are interested in nursing in Spanish, because that's another thing too as
And
well.
there's such a demand for nurses now,
Exactly.
too. Yeah.
That's why a lot of people have been asking me about it. And they've been saying, hey, the
Really?
nursing, right? And the health, how to meditate, right? Because especially when you're so stressed out with the different conditions that are going around you, surround you with the kids and everything else that is going, what a great way to just relax and have some time for you too as well, right? So we're trying to find all those things that will allow and alleviate that type of situation that you could just move on and be healthy and be empowered, economically empowered, because that can be stressful itself.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much. Our time is up.
Oh, it is already? You know,
always
Gloria, every
happens.
time we come here, time just flies.
It does. It does. But I am so happy you came today, and thank you for all that you're doing for these women. And I am so proud to be on your board.
Oh, thank you
I gotta
so
tell
much.
you, I really am. So until next time, again, thank you, South Florida PBS viewers. Check out the Da Vinci experience. That's something